Hey guys, Rise here, bringing you another Starcraft 2 beta commentary. Now, I know it's been a while, but I got a lot of good things cooking in the oven and a lot to talk about today, so let's get right to it. First off, this game is actually from earlier today. I watched LzGaMeR playing this guy, Ourk, and here are the two of them. This is live, so this is no spoiler on what happens. I was in the game. I think I could even pick on my view. There we go. Yeah, look, what was I looking at this whole time? Probably nothing. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about a couple of things as we wait for this game to get started, and I'll give you LzGaMER's view as we do that. So, all right, where have I been? First off, I know I haven't actually been doing any replay commentaries in quite a while. I've been really busy. I know everybody's busy, but it's true, and I've had computer issues and a whole bunch of other good stuff going on. Of course, computer issues aren't good stuff, but the other things were. Now, one of the things I got to talk about real quick is, first off, to all the WCG guys who have joined me in Crunching for Cancer, you guys are all awesome, and you're all going to get your shout-out commentary sometime this week. Now that my computer's all set up and I got some time again, I will do it, I promise, this week. Now, I know I also promised that I was going to finish the Slush vs. White Raw videos, but as you could tell, there was a little bit of an audio problem, and the games just didn't come out right for some reason as I recorded them. I don't know. So it must have been something to do with frapsing and doing live stream at the same time. So in order to prevent just putting out crappy quality, I'm going to just say, let's go on, let's move on without those games. I know a lot of people saw them. I'm sorry for the guys who missed it, but the replays are going to be released over at teamliquid.net, so go check that out. All right, next off, for those of you who don't know, there was this wild thing that had just started going on called Gosu Camp, or maybe it was called Gosu Coaching Camp, I forget, whatever. It's a GosuCoaching.com thing. Now, I know this sounds like a commercial, but just hear me out for a second. This is actually good stuff, and I'll tell you why after I explain what it is. So GosuCoaching.com, right, the guys, they all live in Phoenix in a house, or somewhere in Phoenix, I don't know, maybe it's right outside Phoenix, and they're hosting a Gosu Coaching Camp, and it's going to be, they're having 12 people come, and it's going to be basically non-stop playing video games, and it's going to be awesome. So now that's going to basically be like a fantasy camp, or basically if you were to go to lacrosse camp, except you're going to be going for StarCraft. Now they're having 12 people, and unfortunately for anyone who might be interested, it was already filled up. Even more unfortunately than that is, as soon as it was released and all this, we just found out that beta's going on hiatus. That's right. On May 31st, the beta is ending for about a month, and then they're probably going to open up open beta. So everybody who hasn't had a key or had a chance to play, you're going to get your chance most likely. Now that's not for sure. I could be wrong, but I do know it's definitely going down for a time, and so a lot of people who haven't been able to basically play beta should get that opportunity. Okay, now that's out of the way. Well, that ruined Gosu Coaching Camp. It was scheduled for June, and obviously that's going to be in the month of downtime, so it's going to get rescheduled. But the cool thing is they're going to keep doing it. So every couple of weeks, maybe it's every month they'll do it, or every 2 months. I don't know. I'm not the one actually running it. In Control, Psionic, Inca, Machine, those guys will all be there. Nioh can actually be there too. Those guys will actually be running the camp, and LzGaMeR may even show up during a couple of them. So definitely look forward to that in the future. The reason it's good, now a lot of people are like, oh, you know, it's a rip-off, blah, blah, blah. Once everybody found out the price, everybody was like, oh, actually, that's pretty good. It was $250 a person, just so you know. It's not something that anyone's trying to hide. That's just what it is. And that'll probably go up as time goes on, just so you guys know. It's kind of, there obviously is enough demand where it's going to work out. Now, again, the reason this is awesome is because it's a way of furthering esports in America and in the foreign scene outside of Korea. Now, this is important if we want to see things like Starcraft channel or video game channel in general, or you know, these guys are making the effort to put the first steps towards a foreign scene that includes things like the Korean pro gamer houses, right? So, you know, if you're not interested, that's cool, but just I wouldn't flame them either. You know, it's one of those things that I'm not involved in. I'm not getting any money out of. Trust me, it's going to go to all those guys who are actually teaching everybody what's going on, and obviously paying for food and housing and all that. But it is an awesome idea. I'm really proud of these guys for doing it, and I'm looking forward to hearing what happens. All right, so let's go to the game for a bit, as basically I've spent 5 minutes talking about cool things going on, bad things going on, and all this other stuff. It looks like LzGaMeR, I can actually switch back to everybody's view at this point. There we go. Yeah, LzGaMeR. Oh, I'm pressing buttons all over the place. What am I doing? LzGaMeR is making a Viking, and he's going to be able to open up and take out a couple of Overlords. He's also got a Thor, and that means that he's going to be going for the Thor harass. Now, of course, everybody's going, oh, Thors were nerfed, blah, blah, blah. It's not true. They were not nerfed. They were buffed. A lot of people don't believe it, but it's true. Now, the reason it was a buff and not a nerf is because... All right, first, what was the nerf slash buff to begin with? They do less damage per hit, but they shoot faster. Basically, they shoot at the rate where it's still the same DPS. Now, look at this. If you were to watch the Thor fight a huge amount of Lings before, it does 70 damage to a Ling. What good is 70 damage to a Ling when they got a whopping 35 health, right? So now, what it does is it shoots faster. Now, of course, it only does 30 per shot, but attacks twice. So it's very big stuff going on here. And with that, basically, it means that it's able to be more helpful in bigger battles. Now, of course, look at this. It also does ridiculous damage against... Oh, he got transfused. I didn't even realize that. But look how fast he can take out queens. He still does the same DPS, right? He just attacks faster. And that's all good stuff, trust me. So you can see that Thor is still taking things out like crazy. If anything, it makes it more of an effective harassing unit. Now, again, a lot of people don't believe it at first because it sounds like, well, they do less damage, they can't one-shot. Well, if you can just do the same amount of attacks, or you can do more attacks and do the same amount of damage, that's just as good. Of course, there's a couple of situations where you'd rather one-shot, and that's if you do 2 shots, right, and then he runs away with the unit before you can kill it. All right, and so in the rare case of one-shotting being better, that's just how it is. So it looks like this drone was spotted by LzGaMeR, as it is clearly going for an expansion at this point. But LzGaMeR saw it, so he's just going to go take it out. But that drone is on a mission. He is going to get that hatchery down, and he does indeed do that. LzGaMeR going to wait a second. Now he can just take that out. Look, again, Thor still do a crap ton of damage. It's ridiculous. Now, the other thing that is a nerf is now you have to... Excuse me. Oh, God, I just had lasagna. So I might have a little heartburn. Went to the gym. I needed some energy. But anyway, at this point, you can see that they cannot necessarily use the strike cannon, the 250mm strike cannon that does 500 damage without first researching it here for 150. So that is a nerf for sure. And oh my goodness, look at this. In the meantime, Ourk has definitely worked up a nice counter-offensive. And LzGaMeR, he's got tanks, but he didn't raise his supply depots. What was that? And now he's losing all of these tanks. That is a lot of money down the drain. He's losing the store. It looks like he's trying to repair it. He is, but now it goes down to all these slings, and this could be the game already. He does take out all of the Muta, thankfully, with the new Thor coming out. But look at this. Oh, no, he's not even attacking because he was trying to lift it up, and he almost loses. Oh, no, he does lose the Thor. Now we got Lings versus SCVs, and God knows this is not a good combination to be going up against. So looks like SCV's getting repaired, but still getting taken out way quick. Thor having to, Viking having to land to do some extra damage, getting 10 kills, jumping up to the rank of a sergeant and doing a lot of damage. In the meantime, we can see a Roach Warren going down. We got Mutalisks coming out, more tanks coming out. LzGaMeR is going mech, finally up in that wall, and now spamming the mules because he is clearly behind in resources. If we go to the income, we can see he's dropped quite a bit. He's got 15 harvesters to 37 for the Zerg player. So Ourk is in a great spot, and he's getting a lot of units that are going to be able to harass very well. He's already got that lair out. He's getting Overlord speed, all this good stuff. Awesome. All right, so now he's doing some scouting around the map with these Lings. Always something you want to do when you have Lings. Don't let them just sit there. They're useful. Believe it or not, they don't do much damage, per Ling, but in groups they can be useful. They can find scouting SCVs or SCVs that may be building an expansion. You want to take that sort of stuff out, and they are great at doing it, especially with speed. They're ridiculously fast. We see Ourk is doing an okay job of creeping out. He could be doing a little bit better. You can see he's a little bit behind here, but altogether he's making the effort, which is clearly important. In the meantime, he is getting an expansion up down here, which is going to be really important for him to do. And we can see back at LzGaMeR's base, he is making a Thor and not much else. But he's got some Hellions, and that I'd like to see actually. It looks like no, he hasn't gotten the Igniter upgrade, so he's not going to be able to do too much extra damage with them. I love the Igniter upgrade when people get it. I think it's a fantastic upgrade, honestly. You can also see he's throwing down some turrets. That's going to be very helpful against the Muta, as they do a ridiculous amount of damage against them. 2 shots of 12. It's quite a bit, actually, if you were to see it happen. And I'm sure we'll see them getting